Okay, if everyone would just start to get yourself settled, please turn off your cell phones. We're going to call God with our spirits and our souls and our joy and our love. Shabbat Shalom. Welcome, everyone. Well, we're excited. We just had a wonderful, wonderful dinner sponsored by Richard Goldberg in honor of his birthday and also his mother who had passed. This would have been her birthday, so thank you, Richard. And we're going to have a fabulous cake afterwards for the wonderful upcoming nuptials of Marty and Joel, so we have lots to celebrate. And we're going to first start with Hini Matov Umanayim Shevet Achim Gam Yachad, how wonderful it is for brothers and sisters to dwell together, how wonderful it is for us to all dwell here and be together in community. And Heather and Jeremy are going to come forward and help. So you can find it on page 128. Your prayer books go right to left. It's the way that we read Hebrew. Notice how tall I am? We're not formal here. I told our new prospective people that were welcomed here, Barry and Diane. Stand up, Barry and Diane. Wave your hands so everybody can see you. They're perfect for us. They're going to fit right in. So I said, oh, no, we're very casual here. We're not formal if that's what you're looking for. So the rabbi is shorter than everybody, so I got these platform Uggs, primarily so I can stand next to you guys at your wedding. But then I was thinking about these two, and we have this little step here. But now I tower above you in stature. So now I can be the esteemed rabbi. Ha, ha, ha. Anyway, let's all take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Another one, let us prepare our vessel, our space for holy sacred worship and to welcome in the light that is possible on Shabbat. Light that we need so desperately at this time. Light that can break through the billowing clouds of smoke that are polluting our skies and our hearts and our souls. And let us clear the path for redemption, rebirth, and renewal. Deep breath in and a deep breath out. Hine ma tovu manayim shevet achim gam yachad. הנה מה טוב ובנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ובנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ובנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב, יאללה לי, יאללה לי, יאללה לי. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב, יאללה לי, יאללה לי, יאללה לי. הנה מה טוב ובנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ובנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. שבת אחים גם יחד. Turn next to someone and say, Shabbat Shalom. Make a new friend. Hug an old one. Hug yourself. You at home, hug yourself, hug your friends. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Okay. And now we're going to welcome in the lights of Shabbat. Marty is going to come forward, soon to be the Eshet Chayil, lovely woman of the house, and a Sadie, married lady. Marty, married lady. Woo! Yes. Okay, so we have two candlesticks that represent the divine partnership between two loving individuals, whether it be friends, whether it be family members, whether it be the relationship between us and the divine, the holiness that is within us. And together when we light those, we gaze upon the light and make that connection to the light that is within us. And Marty's going to kindle that light. And then we make 3 circles. What does the number 3 do? Makes the order out of the chaos. So we're going to bring order out of the chaos of the world and welcome in Shabbat. So we're going to do 3 circles and then cover our eyes, and then we're surprised that the candles are lit. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kedeshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom again. Hug yourself, hug somebody near you. Thank you so much, Marty. The first of many Shabbatot coming up. So now we are going to welcome in the Sabbath angels. So if you will turn to page 142 in your book, we are going to bring them in. It is said that the Sabbath angels are watching over us, checking on us to see if we're naughty or nice, if we're actually doing Shabbat. And here it is. I think, it's our second Shabbat of the year. We were together before. And as you can see, my book just does not want to cooperate. So if you'll take a look at the English underneath the prayers, that is exactly more to what it actually means in the book. You know what? No wonder it doesn't work. You see, I have the double set. I have the weekday and festival, and I'm looking at this. Why is it not here? Okay, can someone give me a prayer book? I will. Thank you. Even though I probably know most of it by heart, it is important that we gaze upon the Hebrew. Thank you. Because when we gaze upon it, that is a meditation in and of itself, and that is when we are literally like calling up and phoning home in between this realm and the next. So as you see, it says, peace be to you, O ministering angels, messengers of the Most High. So we welcome in the angels. We ask them to be with us and watch over us, not just those of us here, But it is said when we have 10 or more, when we have a minyan, our prayers manifest energy that radiate throughout the world. So our prayers, though we are small but mighty, although we are bigger tonight, thank you, Richard, we are radiating out that energy to all of the South Bay, all of Los Angeles, the Valley, parts unknown, Pasadena, Altadena, and anywhere that is in need of a little spiritual uplifting. Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharei, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Balachem LaShalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu LaShalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Melech Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Last verse. Sechem LaShalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Melech Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And now, if you'll turn back to page 138, we welcome in the Sabbath bride. So we are like a bride to Adonai. We liken the holiness of that union, as we said, with the lighting of the candles. And so we welcome in the bride. There's a wonderful story that I love. At Temple Sinai in LA, there was a moment, the cantor there had been recently divorced. And right at the point, we turn around, we'll do verses 1, 5, and 9. When you get to verse 9, you rise and you turn around and face the door, welcoming the Sabbath bride. Right at the moment, a woman walked in the door and he married her. She became his second wife. So you have to be very careful when you come late to services. Jewish Standard Time. Okay, Lecha Dodi. Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Yalalai 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 Pnei Shabbat Nekabela. Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Yalalai 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 Pnei Shabbat Nekabela. Shamor Vezachor V'Dibur Echad Hishmiyanu Elam Yechad Adonai Echad, Shema Echad, Leshem Latiferet, Velitehila. Everybody, Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Yalalai 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 Pnei Shabbat Nekabela. Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Yalalai 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 Pnei Shabbat Nekabela. Verse 5. Hitoreri, Kiva Orech, Kumi Ori, Shedaveri, Kavod Adonai, Halayich Nigla. Everybody, Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Yalalai 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 Pnei Shabbat Nekabela. Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Yalalai 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 Pnei Shabbat Nekabela. Rise and face the door. Ba'ui v'shalom ateret bala Kam besimcha uvetzochola Toch emunei am segula Ba'ui chala Ba'ui chala. Everybody, Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Yalalai 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 Pnei Shabbat Nekabela. Lecha Dodi Likrat Shabbat kala, yalalai, 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 Pnei Shabbat, Lekavela. Please be seated. And now I'm going to call forward Quinn Robinson, who was a fabulous substitute for me when my daughter was off having her baby, or I was off with her as she was having her baby. Thank you. And hopefully Quinn will be able to do the service on March 7th, Friday, March 7th. If he's not singing in the symphony with his mother who's playing the bassoon, come forward. You can be nice and tall. I'm going to let you do it by yourself. I'm still short, even with my step and my platforms. Okay. But that being said, hopefully you can do March 7th. So if not, then, we'll get some of you. All right. Hatzi Kaddish.
Please turn to page... Oh, I'm sorry. Hello. Please turn to page 144 for the Hatzi Kaddish, please.
And please turn off your phones.
Yitgada v'yikadash me'raba
Amen.
V'yamad yivrachirtei v'yamlich malchutei V'chayechon v'yomechon Uv'chayedecho beit Yisrael Bagala Uvizman kariv v'imaru
Amen.
Yesh me'raba mevorach Le'olam Yitbarach, v'yishtabach, v'yitpar, v'yitruman, v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar, v'yitaleh, v'yitala, shamei l'kudesha, le'alam yikol berchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran ve'oma, v'imaru. Amen.
Thank you, Quinn. Lie, lie, lie. Everyone together. It's a different version. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed. Please be seated. Thank you, Quinn. And now, if you will turn in your Siddurim to page 148, we have our evening prayer. And we have different prayers for the evenings, for the mornings, for Shabbat, for holidays, for the weekdays. But let us read first at the bottom of page 149 and think about what this might mean for so many people at this time and for us individually as well. Bottom of page 149. This is an hour of change. Within it we stand uncertain on the border of light. Shall we draw back or cross over? Where shall our hearts turn? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? This is the hour of change, and within it we stand quietly on the border of light. What lies before us? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? Baruch atah Adonai hama'ariv aravim. And the Hebrew on the preceding page. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim, v'chochma poteach she'arim, u'vibunam mishaneh itim, u'machalif et hazmanim, u'mesader et ha'kochavim, v'mishmerotehem barakia kirsono, v'royem v'layla, גולל אור מפני חושך וחושך מפני אור. ומעביר יום ומביא לילה. ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה. אדוני צבאות שמו אל חי וקיים. תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד. Baruch atah Adonai Hamariv Aravim. Quinn's going to come forward and sing Ahavat Olam. As you taught Torah to those whose names I bear, teach me Torah too. Those 3 Torahs in that ark. Its mystery beckons, yet I struggle with its truth. You meant Torah for me, but actually, did you mean the struggle for me too? Don't let me struggle alone. Help me to understand, to be wise, to listen, to know. Lead me into the mystery. Page 150 with Quinn.
Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha avta, Amcha avta. Torah u'mitzvot, chukim u'mishpatim, otanu limadeta, otanu limadeta. Al ken Adonai Eloheinu b'shachmeinu u'b'kameinu nasiach b'chukecha v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha u'b'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed ki hem chayenu ve'orech yameinu uvahem nege yomam ve'layla nege yomam ve'layla. Le'ahavatecha al tasir, Imenu le'olamim. Baruch atah Adonai Ohev Amo Yisrael. Ohev Amo
Thank you, Lord. Good job. And now if you will turn to the Shema on the next page. We turn the page. So the Shema is considered the prayer that is, we're bearing witness to God. It's the watchword of our faith. And I'll never forget one time when Roger Peterson said that he heard the Shema. Do you mind, Roger, if I say, how many years ago was that? I don't even want to know. 15, 18 years ago, I don't know. And he said it was like a juicy peach. Do you remember that? May its sweetness watch over our soul as we bear witness to the oneness of God. And it is said that all of us, when we sing the Shema, we are together now, But it is said we were all together before, all those thousands of years ago at the base of Sinai, and we have found our way back to each other. So if you would like to be seated for the Shema, or if you would like to stand, however you can hear that small voice that's inside of yourself that's connected to something divine. And we're going to take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Adonai Echad. Adonai Echad. Please be seated. And Quinn's going to lead us in the Ve'ahavta. I told you should sit up front. So, it's good for him. Strong and mighty, up and down, up and down. It's called Jewish calisthenics. So, the Ve'ahavta, we are commanded to teach that love for Judaism down through the ages, l'dor v'dor, from generation to generation, which his family has done so well with him. He's even here when they are not. Isn't that great? Step on up. Lead us in the Ve'ahavta. Why don't you lead us with the English? This one or that one, whichever one you want. That one's more contemporary. This one's more traditional.
Okay. The bottom of page 154.
Because he's more traditional.
Because I'm more traditional. Of course.
What can I say? I raised him.
Let us read together. You shall love Adonai your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. Take to heart these instructions with which I charge you this day. Impress them upon your children. Recite them when you stay at home and when you are away, when you lie down and when you get up. Bind them as a sign on your hand, and let them serve as a symbol on your forehead. Inscribe them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. Thus you shall remember to observe all my commandments, and to be holy to your God. I am Adonai your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt to be your God. I am Adonai your God. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, Asher hoseti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim lehiot lachem le'Elohim ani Adonai Elechem Emet.
Yasher Koach, who would have thought all those years ago when you were learning the Ve'ahavta that you would be standing up here, there would be a temple Emet, and here we all are. So, listen to my sermon. You never know what lies in the path ahead of you. And that is where we come to the Micha Mocha on page 157 and 158. We never know what's in front of us. And so we go forward towards our destiny either willingly, grudgingly, or we stand still and things are going to change and destiny is going to happen anyway. So Heather's going to come up and help sing. Jeremy, and those of you that are able to move a little, shake your tushy, do a little boogie, are going to dance around the room, watch the walkers there. Robin, I expect you to get up and help. Roger, come on, everybody, let's have you do this. Okay, so first let's read together on 157. So what happened, just so that you know, the Pharaoh was behind us with the chariots, and we didn't want to be slaves anymore. We were going to follow Moses and Miriam and go dance into the sea. Actually, Moses wasn't there yet. Was Moses there yet? Yes, Moses was there. Oh my gosh. So anyway, Moses has commanded us with God and Pharaoh to let the people go. Pharaoh didn't want to do it, but it was Miriam who took her timbrel in her hand, followed one man, and together everyone went forward into the sea that had not yet parted. And we didn't know what lied ahead of us. But here we all are today. Hopefully here we will continue to be. So, on the top of page 157, I see they're ready. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, and that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, and that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands and marching together. Micha Mocha on the next page. Miriam, Ze'eli, Ze'eli, Anu, Ze'amaru, Adonai, Hilo, Le'elam, and everyone, Yabba, Babim, Bim, I don't hear you. Babim, Bam, Yabba, Babim, Bim, Bam, Yadadai, Dai, Bim, Bam, Yadai, Dai, 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 Yadadai, Dai, Bim, Bam, Yadai, Dai, 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 Yadadai, Dai, Bim, Bam, woo! Woo! Lots of ruach in this room. Heather's going to stay here and do her ritzeh.
Oh, sure.
So Heather's now going to do the ritzeh. And in this we speak of our love for Adonai, for God, and God's love for us. A little out of order, but shaking it up to keep it real, keep it fresh. And it's important to recognize that, do you want to put your book up here? Oh. It's important to recognize that we never know what lies ahead of us. Who knew when Heather came that first day that then would come Jeremy? Jeremy, who is now the host with the mostest, the head of hospitality and our upcoming, hopefully if voted upon, executive vice president, and Heather, who is our cantorial soloist extraordinaire. But the interesting thing about Heather, and also Quinn, God must have some interesting plan going on. I push and push and nudge and nudge and nudge like the Jewish mother type that I am. Yes, you should be a cantor, you should do it. Quinn, yes, you should be a rabbi, and you can be a cantor, a chazan, whatever. And then Heather goes out and finds herself this amazing pharmaceutical selling job. Because make no mistake, it's real, it's not an act, but we are in a sense selling God. Okay? So you have to be a bit of a salesperson up there, but you have to feel it, because we're like putting it out there. And Quinn likes history and goes, says to me today, it's too much pressure. I don't know about being a rabbi. And he goes, well, I think I just want to be a teacher. Could you imagine how much the kids would love him as a teacher? He likes history. And I said, but synagogues always need lay people. If a synagogue had a rabbi and a cantor with no lay people, what would it be? It'd be an empty shell of a building. It takes you, the congregation, it takes the volunteers, it takes the sisterhood, it takes the board of trustees, and it takes the men's club, and it takes everybody that makes this what it is. And maybe it's more important to be a lay person supporting the synagogue so that it continues to go on. So I just want to put that out there. So whatever destiny has for you, you never know. I'm just here to help facilitate it. And that being said, may we go forth, and Heather sings Ritzay about the love that Adonai has for us and that we have for him or her. Don't look at the page. You don't want the page. Just focus and pray.
May we, your people Israel, be worthy in our deeds and
Is it on?
prayer, wherever we live, whenever we seek you in this land, in Zion restored in all lands. You are our God, whom alone we serve in reverence. Ritzei Adonai Eloheinu ba'amcha Yisrael. Ritzei Adonai Eloheinu ba'amcha Yisrael. Utafilatam ba'avat kabel. Utafilatam ba'avat kabel. Ritzei Adonai Eloheinu ba'amcha Yisrael. Ritzei Adonai Eloheinu ba'amcha Yisrael. Utahil ratzon tamid avodat Yisrael ameha. Utahil ratzon tamid avodat Yisrael ameha.
Yasher koach. Thank you, Heather. And as Heather was singing, I'm looking over at Joel. Joel, who, if you all vote at the congregational meeting, will be on our board of trustees. He is a real estate attorney, so he will be, right, real estate, yes? But he's an amazing singer. So Joel is going to be coming up here and singing a little bit too. So that being said, we open up our mouths and we sing joyously to Adonai with praise from our lips. And that's coming up at first on page 162. We have Vishamru, those, let's do Finkelstein. Those who keep Shabbat will be blessed, will be hopefully holding up the covenant for all time, showing that sign that we are a spiritual people and that we have faith that there is something more in this world that we would wish to fight for and to protect. 162. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et hashabat la'asot et hashabat ledorotam derito olam. Again. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et hashabat la'asot et hashabat ledorotam derito olam. V'hi uven b'nei Yisrael, v'hi uven b'nei Yisrael, v'hi le'olam, v'hi le'olam. V'shameru b'nei Yisrael et hashabat la'asot et hashabat ledorotam derito olam. Ki sheshet yamim, ki sheshet yamim, asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et haaretz v'shameru v'nei Yisrael et hashabat la'asot et hashabat ledorotam derito olam. Uvayom hashri Shabbat le'inafash v'shameru v'nei Yisrael et hashabat la'asot et hashabat ledorotam derito olam. And together let us read on the top of 163. We are a people in whom the past endures, in whom the present is inconceivable without moments gone by. The Exodus lasted a moment enduring forever. What happened once upon a time happens all the time, and I'll give you a hint. The Exodus lasted a moment. That is the new book we are starting. The second book, the book of Exodus. Okay, rise if you're able for 164 and the following pages. As the ark is open, we acknowledge all of our ancestors who have come before us as we stand before our 3 scrolls, making order out of the chaos, the 5 books of Moses in each. Adonai sefetai tiftachu fi yadi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Velohei Avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Velohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor, V'hanorah, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Vekonei HaKol, Vezocher Hastei Avot V'imahot, Umevi Geula Livnei V'neihem, Leman Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer Moshiach Umagen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham Ve'ezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayei HaKol Atah, Rav Lehoshia, Mashiv HaRuach U'Morid HaGashem, Mechalkel Chayim V'Chesed, Mechayei Meitim V'Rachamim Rabim, So Mech Noflim V'Rofei Cholim, U'Matir Asurim, U'Mekayem Emunato, Lishenei Afar, Michamocha Ba'al Gevurot, U'Mido Melach, Melech Memit, U'Mechayeh, U'Matzmiach Yeshua, V'Ne'eman Atah L'Hachayot HaKol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayei HaMeitim, Atah Kadosh V'Shimcha Kadosh, V'Kadoshim B'chol Yom, Yehalalucha Selah, Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. Pray as if everything depended on God, but act as if everything depended on you. Please be seated. Okay, well, it is time for the sermon. Okay, now, shake it all out, guys. Shake your heads around. Make yourself receptive so that you can hear and listen and feel where we're at in these books and in our lives. Shabbat Shalom. I would like to dedicate this service to Richard's 65th birthday and his mother of blessed memory, the upcoming nuptials of Marty and Joel, and also all of those who are struggling at this time because of the wildfires that we have had. My granddaughter called. She said, "We have 15 minutes till Shabbat, Grandma." She's keeping the count in New Jersey. And she said, but her best friend Adira wanted to be sure before Shabbat started and they turned off the phones that I was okay and that the fires were still nowhere near me. So it's interesting, all across the country, even 5- and 6-year-olds are worrying. And so that's kind of where we're at. And hopefully that sense of humanity, will carry through and lift us all up. So this Shabbat we start, I gave you a hint, a new book of the Torah, the book of Exodus. Now, it is not surprising that we begin this book that is completely devoted to journeying at a time when all around us people are in a sense being exiled from their homes and everything they have ever known while in those homes. Some grew up in those homes. Some ran businesses in those homes. Some ran businesses all around the neighborhoods and everything is gone. In a sense, they too are now being forced into a future, a destiny that lies before them that right now is surreal and will one day hopefully manifest in a way of blessing. Right now, they are trapped in a moment that they find themselves being somewhat neither here nor there, not of their own making. I was actually surprised on the radio. A song came up about going for a drive up the coast, and the DJ said, "I would like to go for a ride up the coast right now." And I was like, what planet are you on? There's nothing there. We can't even get in. I lived on that coast. It's ashes and soot. That was just not okay. But it just goes to show how we're moving on, but they're not. And that's something to remember. It's surreal, it's not of their own making, and it's unmistakably pushing them forward toward something new, something different, hopefully something better. It is human nature to ask, why? Why me? A person standing next to a home that has been completely burnt to the ground can say, why my house? while the one that's standing right next door or across the street or around the block is there, completely untouched. And yet that person may one day be standing there saying, why me? All of my friends have lost their homes. Why is mine still standing? Why was I spared? There are things that happen in life that we can never really know why. We can only work through it to the best of our ability to try to keep the faith and hope that we will get to the other side with some sense as to why. For me, it's 32, I hate to say it, years later after the Malibu fires of '93. And it is only now that I have suddenly realized and put it together that were it not for the fire that pushed me toward a different destiny, I would not be standing before you here today. That fire was a catalyst which turned my entire life upside down, inside out, into a whole different direction. It is so natural and easy to ask, why me? When anything bad happens, we can't help ourselves, but we need to be careful or we will fall into the abyss of depression and despair. And if we dwell there too long, tragedy and disaster will follow us. The important thing is to hang on and try to acknowledge and accept that God is there alongside us. There's some spiritual energy that will get us through until the day when that answer, why me, may become more clear. We think that we're in charge, but oh, we are so not. The best that we can do is to adapt, transform, evolve, and move on. Even if maybe we don't even believe in God, it is important to believe that there is a flow to the universe that guides us, that surrounds us, that gets us through if we remain positive and can ride the wave. Right in our own backyard, look at all the people who have lost their homes on Portuguese Bend. It's just like that Palos Verdes South Road is ever changing. It shifts, it moves, it bubbles, it's repaired again and again. And then pretty soon it shifts, it moves, it bubbles. It's somewhat fixed, and then it bubbles again, over and over and over again. I was driving alongside it looking, this is kind of what life is like. We must shift. We must move. We bubble up with sorrow, grief, questions, anger, tears, and then we repair, and then we move on, while the beautiful ocean is just running alongside us as evidence always of something divine, hopefully guiding us towards something better. We have to look to the beauty when we're feeling the darkness. It's hard to look for reasons why when we are at odds with what is going on around us. It's only in hindsight or retrospect that we can see and hopefully begin to understand. I encourage everyone here and online today to look back through your lives at moments that were painful, devastating turning points that forever changed you. How many have had any of those? Try to see the promise and the light in those moments from this perspective, looking back, and then say thank you, because they help make you who you are. The Kabbalists say, bring it on, bring on more. Well, we're not going to be that extreme. But let's just look back and say thank you. Were it not for this and this and this, I see it. Thank you, because I am who I am today. We don't know why things happen. We don't have a choice sometimes. We just have to accept and go forward and hopefully keep the faith. Faith in something greater, or keep faith with our own selves. Who we are meant to always be, and not let it get us. In a sense, that is what our Parsha is about. This Shabbat is the beginning of the story of Moses and the Jewish people as we all are here today, and the journey that was placed and thrust upon them by destiny. Moses didn't ask to be our leader. Most of our prophets, it's actually a formula for a prophet to say no, no, no. They have to be asked over and over again. Just like supposedly when someone wants to convert, they're supposed to ask you 3 times. I don't necessarily make people do that. I'm like, yes, come on in. Jeremy's living. But it's true, because you're supposed to really, really want it. And so Moses was like, no, why me? Why am I being chosen? He had a stutter. He didn't think anyone would listen to him. The prophets that are acknowledged as such, they start from a place of humility with no clue why this path is supposed to be theirs. It's only after they've gone through it and they look back that the answer is revealed. The Israelites have multiplied and they have grown throughout the years into a nation of people that were such a potential threat to Pharaoh in Egypt, even just by their sheer numbers, that they had to be somehow controlled. So the firstborn Jewish son was commanded to be slain. This is a horrible thing. Moses is born. His family doesn't want this to happen. They place him in a basket. They send him down the river. You know the story. The princess finds him, grows up in the palace as an Egyptian. But then as he begins to mature, he sees how the slaves are treated. And he doesn't like that. Something inside his soul stirs within him, and he's outraged. So he makes a stand, and he tries to help. And every single time he tries to help, he actually makes things worse. So he leaves, he becomes a shepherd in Midian, he marries, and it's actually not until he is 80. So if anybody ever asks, is my life over? Have I done it? Are the best moments behind me? No. He was 80 when he was called. And then he becomes our prophet, our ultimate leader, and God's emissary. But he questioned God. He asks, who am I? Who are you? Why me? I am not up to this task. They're not going to listen to me. And God answers, Ehyeh asher ehyeh, I will be what I will be. But he says, you know what? I'm going to be with you through every single moment, every single step. And ultimately, through you, they will be listening to me. So we go through life at times feeling pushed forward and back, victims of circumstance and the ebb and the flow of life. It is only after we have come through the chaos, rode out the storm, that we can see that the harsh, crushing waves have subsided, and we were actually able to reach through to safety and coast towards something new on the other side. Later on in this book, the Israelites are confronted with a choice to go forward, as we mentioned, to the Michamocha, into the sea, not knowing if it will part, moving toward an uncertain, but promised at that point, destiny. At that point, they had a choice. The people affected by the fires, they didn't have a choice. This is a situation that was thrust upon them. Many of us either know people who have been affected firsthand or can commiserate while watching the horrific pictures in the news. We can choose to be observers, or we can choose to be doers. Thank you to those who have stepped up and helped with your donations. Jeremy and I, we went to 5 fire stations begging them to take our wares, our goods, our Gatorade. And then we went to the Dream Center, which was an amazing place, a real mecca of donations and structure and order. No chaos there. They were really something extraordinary. Then I went to the YMCA in San Pedro and gave more. And then yesterday I went, who knew, Hal probably knows, there is a major fire naval academy headquarter thing right by Dodger Stadium. And they're like the command post now. They're taking everything. So all the fire stations that have too much are sending it to them. They're organizing everything. They're making a list, checking it twice. And anybody who needs anything is going to go through them. And they're going to deliver it. And I know if we haven't already, we're sending out an email with the Pasadena Humane Society there. They're trying to raise $1 million. They have $600,000. They really need donations because they want to be able to house all of those animals until their owners have places to live and places to take them and bring them. So even if you just give $18 or $10 or whatever, it would all adds up. So we're going to continue to collect donations as long as there's a need there, but it looks like they're starting to get a handle of it. If you have really good clothing, you can take it to the National Council of Jewish Women on PICO, or let us know. Maybe we'll do another PAT. Maybe we'll do another clothing drive. Our blessed memory, Phyllis Cohen, she loved that place. I would always give her clothes. But some of these people are going to need to go back to work, and then they're going to need work clothes. So this is what we do as Jews, as good humans. We show up when we're called, whether we feel like it or not, and we push through, and we move forward. We know how to persevere against all odds and triumph over tragedy. We are meant to love our neighbor as ourselves, do our tikkun olam, our repair of the world, and ourselves. In order to help others, you have to get out of your own way, and we need to do that and extend ourselves toward the future and get past our perceived limitations. Moses and many other heroic leaders have had to do the same. Why should we be any different? We are here, we are well fed, we are comfortable, we have community, we have each other, while at the same time there are those who are suffering unbearable loss and unbelievable heartache. Eventually time will pass and the tide will turn. Some will rebuild, some will move on, but the common denominator that will help get them through is the kindness and the humanity that is there to help as they question, why me? Hopefully our donations, our efforts, our prayers, and our understanding, even here in Torrance, and those of you online, will help lift them up from people that we may never know them, they may never know us, but what we have is a shared humanity. Hopefully God or the divine spirit of the whole universe is walking with them and guiding them and supporting them through. And hopefully, 32 years from now, they will be able to look back and understand. Pin Yehi Ratzon, may it be God's will. Shabbat Shalom. Well, we are going to now do our Mishabraic prayer, a prayer for healing. And we're going to do the one that we do at High Holy Days. Thank you. That is not in your book, but you know, all you have to do is hear our prayer, hear our prayer. Last Shabbat, if you look online, I completely lost it and started crying through the whole thing. It was quite a moment. So hopefully we will pray, we will keep it together. Lisa Levine, hear our prayer. What? Oh, yes, we will, but let's do this first, okay? Because we just talked about all the people and we want to heal them. So at this time, we want to send out the prayers and the blessing to those who are suffering now. All of us are here having a wonderful Shabbat, but they're not. And we want to think about people in our own lives that need a spiritual boost of healing, whether it is body or spirit. We want to lift them up. We want them to have a refuah shlema, a full and complete healing. And so as this time, just take a deep breath. See those people in your mind's eye that are fragile or need help, or think of the images that you've seen on the TV and know that they're real. And when the news cycle moves forward into the inauguration and other things, those people are still going to be suffering. So let us remember them and those that are in need of help. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Mishaberach Avotenu Avraham Yitzchak v'Yaakov Mishaberach Imotenu Sarah Rivka Leah v'Rachel with the power of your healing. with the power of your hope. May our hearts be filled with understanding and strengthened by the power of your love. Bless us with a vision for tomorrow. Help us to reach out to those in pain. May the warmth of friendship ease our sorrow. Give us courage, give us faith, show us the way. Vishavira avutenu. Vishavira imutenu. Hear our prayer. Hear our prayer. Hear our prayer. Hear our prayer. And bless us as well. Hear our prayer. Hear our prayer. Hear our prayer. Hear our prayer. And bless us as well. And now, Heather is going to sing the song that goes with the Torah portion. She's going to come forward, and it goes with the Torah portion. And as we said, Moses asks, why me? It can't be me. Where are you, God? Who are you? And he says, here I am. She says, here I am. Hineni, go forth.
Alone on a mountain, a small still voice called for me to hear. How can this be? What should I do? Can I rise above my fear? From a bush that burned but didn't burn up, I heard God speak to me. They need a teacher, a leader, a prophet, a friend. Go save my people free. Who's gonna stand up tall? Hineni. Who's gonna heed the call? Hineni. Who's gonna take a stand? Hineni. Here I am. Who am I that I should go? I don't know what to say. Maybe someone else could try. I don't even know God's name. I tremble at the prospect. Fear is on my face. But every person has a time and everything a place. Who's gonna show the way? Hineni. Who's gonna do it today? Hineni. Who's gonna take a chance? Hineni. Here I am. Ooh, Who's gonna sing the song? Hey, lady. Who's gonna right the wrong? Hey, lady. Who's gonna say I can? Hey, lady. Here I am. Who's gonna turn it around? Hey, lady. Who's gonna shut it out? Hey, lady. Who's gonna set up now? Hey, lady. Here I am.
Yasher Koach. Thank you to Heather and Dan and the musicians. They work, they work on it a week, at one time or so, or 2 times. Huh? Yeah, they have 3 days, because every week that we do this is another Torah portion. You sang, and I'm thirsty for water. Just listening to you. Oh my, I'm so glad you're singing those high notes, and I'm not. I used to have to. Now I just sing those high notes at High Holy Days, because Dan makes me. So anyway, we are now going to go forward into the end of our service. For those of you that are new and are wondering what in the world is going on, we are going to turn to page 586 at the bottom. We have our Aleinu, our acknowledgement of the divine as we move forward into the end of the service, and then we have our mourner's Kaddish, we have announcements, and then we're going to have cake, and we're going to celebrate. And that's what we do, highs and lows, and reach for the high again. So bottom of 586, you're going to stand as the ark is open. Know that every time we say, Baruch atah Adonai, blessed are you Adonai, when we put the blessing out or when we bow, that blessing, that respect, moves into the heavenly realm and then reflects back upon us, lifting us all up with blessing. When you put blessing out, it comes back. When you put negativity out, that's what you're going to get, like a boomerang back. Bottom of the page, 586, the next couple of pages. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, l'tekidla liotzer b'reishi, shalo asanu keguyei haratzot, velo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shalo sam chelkenu kahem. Vegor aleinu kechol hamonam v'anachnu korim u'mishtachavim u'modim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu shehu notei shamayim ve'yoser haaretz u'moshev yakaro b'shamayim mima'al v'shechinah uzo v'gov hei meromim hu Eloheinu einod Emet Malkeinu Efes Ulato Kakatu Betorato Vedata Hayom Veyadata Hayom Vehashevota Elavavecha Ki Adonai Hu Elohim Bashamayim Mimal Ve'al Haaretz Mitachat Einod V'ne'emar v'haya Adonai l'melech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad v'shemo echad. And let's read on the top of page 591 as we prepare for a new chapter in our country's life and all our lives. May we gain wisdom in our lives, overflowing like a river with understanding. Loved each of us for the peace we bring to others. May our deeds exceed our speech. And may we never lift up our hand, but to conquer fear and doubt and despair. Rise up like the sun, O God, over all humanity. Cause light to go forth over all the lands between the seas. And light up the universe with the joy of wholeness, of freedom, and of peace. Please be seated. Now we are going to have some announcements from our president, and then we're going to do our prayer for those who have passed, and then we're going to bless one another, and then we're going to go eat, because that's just what we do over and over again. That's why we all need to go on Ozempic. Okay, 598, or be happy exactly how we are. Are you coming over here, Miss Marianne? No, I'm going to have you come up first.
All right, perfect.
Okay? All right. I'm just like shifting it up so that we can be awake.
Well, Shabbat Shalom.
Hold it up to your mouth. I don't know what's going on with it. Hold on a second.
So every time someone steps away
Because
from it,
it's
it
not
goes
on, and you're a musician.
Okay.
Okay.
Shabbat Shalom. Welcome
Shabbat
everybody.
Shalom.
Temple
Shabbat
Emet.
Shalom.
Welcome everyone on live stream, and thank you, Mark, thank you, Brian, for providing that for us. Richard, happy birthday. Thank you. It's very special. Have you remember your mom? It's very nice to be remembered when you're gone. I think it's a very successful thing, and you must have loved her very much. She sounds like she's special. Thank you for sitting on the bima. Congratulations to our newlyweds.
To be next week.
To be, and we're gonna have some newlyweds amongst us, so weddings are very happy things, and your village is very happy, and it's very romantic. So, congratulations. Thank you, Rabbi, for another wonderful service. Heather, Jeremy, everybody, Dan, thank you, musicians, Hilda, Amy, me, we were on fire tonight, I have to say, so.
Fire of spirituality.
Oh, that is, no, well, you know, we played very, very well.
Yes, we did.
Okay, all right.
I see
Lord.
people looking at me,
See?
eyes wide.
So, okay then. Educational opportunities. Okay, please, we have Roger here for his Eastern meditation on Mondays. It's nice to see you. You're still doing that. I take a very popular class, so this is the man to see if you're interested. Check templeemet.org. We have Mark Tannen's Torah class on Thursdays. And Dan, music appreciation, the last Wednesday of the month. That would be coming up shortly, huh?
Pick up in February.
We're going to resume in February. That's when class starts. All the UC classes start in February. Okay, very good. So Dan, we have our educational opportunities. Now what's coming up, just a few things. I believe our congregational meeting, January 28th. Please come, there's a lot to talk about. It's going to be wild, wacky, and exciting, so please come. That's January 28th, that's a Tuesday at 6, and then the meeting starts at 7.
We're
We're gonna
having
have
pizza.
Pizza starts and drinks, you've got to do that before a congregational meeting, get your mind right. So 7, then February 7th will be our next service. And February 9th, we're having a Super Bowl party here.
Yes.
That's a Sunday.
Chili cook-off.
A chili cook-off, and you get bragging rights. So.
Oh, no, I think we might have some prizes.
And prizes. Okay. So what have I forgotten?
That the Saturday service is moving to February 15th because the second Saturday, we do the first and third Friday, the second Saturday. But when the second Saturday is next to the first Friday, we don't come Friday, Saturday in a row because then no one will come.
Okay, so second Saturday.
No, it is now on the third Saturday.
Is now on the third
and
Saturday.
And that will be the memorial service also as a brunch with Gail Teicher in honor of Sandy.
Okay, so that will be a memorial for Sandy, and then also in March, we're going to name Harriet's great-granddaughter. That's another Saturday.
And
so
that's going to switch to the third
that'll
Saturday
switch
as well.
to the third Saturday. And Dan will be there, musicians will be there, and it's going to be a
Thank you, Dan.
fantastic time. So Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Stay safe and well till we meet again. And thank you.
And we are just counting down the minutes and the days because Marianne will be going in March to her baby to be born in Israel.
My daughter's cooking
In
me up a
Jerusalem.
little Israeli
You're going to have a
grandbaby.
little Israeli
Yeah,
grandbaby.
okay.
Oh, the world goes on. Hopefully everything will be completely ceased, fired, and hostages released, and we don't do any politics up here, but may there just be peace in Jerusalem when you get there so that baby can usher in a whole new era of peace. So we're going to think of those that have moved on into the spiritual realm, those that are in our own lives, and those around the world as well, or those even just a little north of us or a little east of us. And we draw them to our mind's eye, and we stand, if you look on 598, we have the Mourner's Kaddish. If you read the English, there's all in the exaltation of the divine. There's actually no mourning, because we're meant to go on, we're meant to praise God or some higher force in the universe who are giving us this person that we love so much, that we've lost and that we're remembering. So, if you've lost someone in the last 7 days, will you rise and say your loved one's name? Oh, sorry. And stay standing if you can.
My friend Norman Miller.
Sorry to hear. Stay standing. Anybody else the last 7 days? The last 30 days. Judy? Briscoe. And in the last 11 months, if you've lost someone.
My dad and his second wife, Miriam Goldberg and Beverly Goldberg.
Go ahead, Zach.
My cousin Charles Happer.
I don't know. Okay. Robin and Steve? Alan?
My brother Harris Revine. My daughter Michelle. Our daughter Michelle.
Gail?
My husband Sandy Kaiser and my brother Jerry Applebaum.
Dan? Anyone else? If you're observing the anniversary, the yard side of a loved one's passing, the anniversary, and so Diana?
My grandfather Samuel Funch.
Harriet?
My sister Elaine Alfred Moses.
Alicia?
My buddy Leah Jacobson.
Judy, did you have someone?
My cousin Ruthie Castle.
Did you have another one? Okay, and Bob? Sorry.
Sonny Wilban is Joyce's sister. Bud Friedman is our dear friend. Debbie Friedman is Joyce's cousin. My brother Ross. South Steve is Sonny Wilban's husband. Mary Amish, my cousin. My father Emil,
May they be blessed on high with everyone else's. And Maria? Okay, go ahead, Sue.
My brother Larry Steinberg.
And Sunny?
My cousin Miriam Goldberg.
Anyone else? Oh, Joel.
My father, Newton Rubin, and my dear friend, Lee Free.
Anybody else? On high, okay, if you're in the cyberspace world, please say your loved ones' names as well. When we say their names aloud, they get a special oomph in the heavenly realm. So together we stand as community. You can just say amen when I raise my hand. If you have loved ones that have moved on to the spiritual realm and you would like them to be blessed because you are remembering them at this time, when I say v'imaru, you say amen, because we're putting that blessing out and then it reflects on them and reflects back on us. Yikadal v'yikadash shemei rabbah, ve'elma divrach yeruteh ve'yamlich malchuteh, v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayeh l'chol beit Yisrael, v'agalav v'zman karib v'imaru. Amen. Yehi shemei rabbah mevarach le'alam u'lomei amaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shemei d'kudashah b'rechu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tishbechata v'nechemata. Ta'amiran be'alama v'yimaru. Yehi shalama rabba min shemaya. V'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimaru. Oseh shalom b'imromav hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimaru. Amen. May God, who is the author of life and death, grant eternal rest and perfect peace to our loved ones of all of you here today, loved ones in the cyberspace world, loved ones of those around the world and in our communities. And may they be lifted up, and may we so too be as well for remembering them, as together we say. Amen. So now you're standing up. Put your arm around yourself or next to someone next to you as we bless one another with the Birkat Kohanim. This is in English. May God bless you and keep you. May God's countenance shine upon you and be with you always and grant you peace. And may you go forth with shalom. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichun lecha. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. Can you hear what's on? May it be God's will. Shabbat shalom. We're going to go forth and have cake and a little blessing first for our nuptial to-bees. And Adon Olam. Page 625. Adon Olam.
And thank you, Mr. Quinn.
Yes, Quinn. He and his girlfriend had to go to. They have some meetings that they have to go to. Okay. Now, if you'll turn to page 625, and if you want to, you can read the English, but there again, we are acknowledging that there is something greater than us in the universe. Are we ready? And then we will have cake. Adon Olam, Hashem Allah, V'terem kol, Yetzir Nivra, Leit Nasam, V'chefso kol, Azai Melech, Shemo Nikra. ואחרי ככלות הכל לבדו ימלוך נורא והוא היה והוא הווה והוא יהיה אשר מלך בטרם כל יציר נברא לעת נשא וחפצו כל אזי מלך שמו נקרא ואחרי ככלות הכל לבדו ימלוך נורא והוא היה והוא הווה והוא יהיה בתפארה אדון עולם אשר מלך בטרם כל יציר נברא לעת נשא וחפצו כל אזי מלך שמו נקרא ואחרי ככלות הכל לבדו ימלוך נורא והוא היה והוא הווה בתפארה והוא היה והוא הווה בתפארה והוא היה והוא הווה בתפארה והוא היה והוא הווה Shabbat Shalom. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Over there, please move on down the road. Kiddush and challah and cake and blessing.
Yes, exactly. Until the very last name